I didn't know
Yeah.
that song though, so I have to have a listen, try and find that one.
We will. We will. We'll have to have a second new metal. Well, no, it doesn't have to be a new metal. We'll have a selection of tracks from Joe and Struthy in the future.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah, as I like to say, 3, 2, silent 1, countdown. Second take here. How the bloody hell are you, Struthlings? DJ Struth back here with my good buddy Joe from Minus Q. Welcome, mate. We'll give you a round of applause.
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing, sir?
Doing very well. It's another lovely evening here on my Saturday here. It's your Friday morning. You're up nice and early once again, and I haven't got beer this time. I've got a nice hot piping hot coffee. So
in the drawers, mate, as well.
Yes, gotta love that.
Yeah. I
Speaking
have water again.
That's all good. That's all good. Staying healthy. Speaking. Yeah, nice. What have I got? I've got the 5 p.m. mark, and on this wonderful occasion, we have to mention, as we try and gain as many viewers and listeners as we can early in the show, the dropping of the new Star Wars trailer happened today. So, well, I think they called it a teaser trailer. It's no longer than 2 minutes, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah,
what was it? Oh, gosh, I've forgotten the name of the damn thing already. Is it Return of the Skywalker, or what is the bloody thing?
The Rise of Skywalker.
That's it.
Yeah. What does that mean?
It's going to bring everything full circle. I think we got that laughter, that manic laughter at the end, being probably most likely the Emperor. Who knows? It's going to be fun.
Maybe he landed on a crash mat at the end of Return of the Jedi and was actually all right. I mean, it was a big fall, but then
Yoda was a nice Force ghost in the last one. So if you're going to have a Force ghost version of the Sith, I think we have no one better. It could be a nice little space Ghostbusters saga. Lots of ectoplasm everywhere, strewn across the whole universe.
Yeah. That would be kind of ghost fights with Darth Vader. Mind you, Darth Vader turned out to be all right in the end. So
yes.
I mean,
that was the big debate, because he was supposed to bring balance to the Force, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, he became this bad guy," but hang on, he ended up killing the Emperor and all this sort of stuff. So, well. Seeing as that was based a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, that was talking about old metal. How is this for a segue? Last week we spoke about new metal.
That was
pretty bad.
That was
pretty bad and sad.
That was like it was a well-oiled engine. Beautiful.
Yes. But lots of new metal, lots of swaying from the new metal genre and everything. I have to say, I think a lot of other YouTubers, I'm going to just mention two right off the cusp, got on the new metal bandwagon. We had my buddy, not really a personal friend, he's actually a mortal enemy now because of making this video. We had What Killed New Metal, Korn, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit by Punk Rock MBA. I'll put that up on the screen for everyone to watch. And what else did we have? We had some other bugger. Oh yes, Before Korn, how new metal became new metal. Now, these two specials, mate, on YouTube by these two people came out after our special, so they ripped us off. They took on board. They might have done a bit more research than songfacts.com than we did, or I did, whatever.
Maybe.
But yeah, new metal was like this, new blossoming thing in 2019, and let's just say you and I, we started it off.
We started it off. Wow.
Bloody.
What can I say? There's so many other topics we can cover too. But for now, yes. And did you watch those videos, or did you leave them be?
I probably maybe just clicked on the thumbnail and maybe just checked out a few few of the first 2 minutes sort of thing. But yeah, let's just say that they've got a lot more editing skills than me, and definitely sucks you in. And yeah, look, it's generic information that they probably derived from a source, much unlike us. We just Google a little bit of information before and just recycle that information to the best of our ability. But yeah, I'm glad we didn't do like a top 10 or something silly like that. So yeah, it was the fundamentally new metal special, and other bands. I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was no hard and fast rules to, specifics. It was quite chilled in that way, which was great. Yeah, but it was a big topic, and there was a whole load of bands that that were around at that time. So
yeah. It was an awesome selection of music that we actually played too. Like just as a mix, as a compilation mix, was pretty damn good too. Like cool. Started off with Korn, round off with Tool. So it was round off with Perfect Circle. I should say, not Perfect Circle. Damn it.
That's right. It's partly Tool.
Yes, part Tool. But I can describe plenty of people here in Australia as part Tools. So
I think, to be honest, around the world.
Yes, true.
Part Tool is a fair description for a good amount of people.
So, in our discovery of our new metal last week, I've got a few tracks we're obviously going to feature this week in between us having a little bit of a chinwag. But I've got to say, one of the things we mentioned last week was the whole extra strings and drop tuning of artists. I hope you didn't mind your 18-string guitar for the promo for that as well.
No.
Putting you up as yeah. I don't know if everyone knows that.
It's a real guitar, so
Humbucker Central, loving it. You'll get your own 18-string one day, I'm sure. We'll get a Kickstarter started for Joe and Minus Q. But in my travels, I found out about an artist called Bong Ripper. Have you heard of Bong Ripper before, Joe? Because
I have not heard of Bong Ripper. I like the name of it a lot, though. And where are they from?
I believe they're from America. I could be wrong, but I better do my little Google research while I'm talking here. But let's just say they are the most down-tuned band I could find online from a forum from Reddit. They are tuned down to the lovely tuning of drop F. I think they've got 9-string guitars. I could be wrong. I'll do my little thing here. But Bong Ripper, they have a track that I'm going to play in the background just now because I'm not going to play the epic whole track. It's like 14 minutes long. Yeah. But it's from the album Satan Worshipping Doom, and the track is called Doom. So you're hearing that in the background right now. It's a lot of very ethereal stuff. There you go. They're from Chicago, Illinois. There you go. They're definitely a US band, but that was some of the sort of sounds that I found in the lowest end of the spectrum sonically. That's besides just getting to garbled farts.
And is there vocals in it as well?
Yes, there is. Unfortunately, it's.
Are they equally as low, or are they kind of like way up high?
I think maybe they try and match the timbre and stuff of the guitar in the lower end rooms, but then there's a little bit of just manic screaming where it seems fit.
Ooh, I'll have to listen to that.
But yeah, shout out to Bong Ripper. Never heard of him before. Probably won't listen to him again pretty soon. But yeah, got to give a heads up to those people out there. Just instead of just going, oh fuck it, I could just make the whammy dial go like this the whole time. I'm just gonna tune the guitar right down so the strings is flexing like a bit of noodle on my guitar. So you're a whammy user. You like a bit of whammy, don't you?
Yeah. Not so much these days, but I do as and when it's needed. It's a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's a band called, I don't know if you ever heard of them, called the Berserker.
They're from Australia. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. Man, that is a very fitting title for for their music. But I've never heard until the first time I heard the Berserker. I'd never heard anything like that. It was I don't really know how you describe it, but it's absolutely.
They do the whole masks and dress up and things for live shows and everything as well. But I remember discovering them back in late '90s or something in here in Australia. They've been around for a really long time. They're pretty well respected over here because of their longevity in the music industry. But even the name, just like you said, Berserker describes their music, describes their genre.
Perfect.
Yeah. But heavy as fuck. Very, very heavy.
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it gets a lot heavier than that. It was intense.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, well, I'll see if I can find some Berserker. We'll share with some people as well later on. But so we mentioned last week a few bands. One of your inspirations you mentioned was good old-fashioned Van Halen and a good old bit of ZZ Top. I thought we'd kick off the show with definitely not nu metal. We're right at the other end of the spectrum there. But look, I haven't listened to Van Halen for so long. If I do listen to Van Halen or something like ZZ Top, it's usually on like one of those. I'm not saying that they are power ballads in total, but it'll be a power ballad compilation where there'll be some huge epic sort of tracks. David Lee Roth's been doing the rounds on social media of late. He's been popping up in my feed on YouTube. He's been doing some interviews, and he's looking like, your dad's friend at work who's maybe going through a midlife crisis now.
Well,
the long hair's gone. He's got the he's so goddamn well spoken in all his interviews. It's scary. This guy has been through the ringer, and he's come out the other end, and he's still be able to be articulate. So yeah,
he is, isn't he? He's so I don't know how. Yeah, he's just, like you say, ridiculously well spoken, and so I can't think of the word, but he's just like he was always the true kind of entertainer, I suppose. And even just when he talks, you wonder what's going on when he's putting all these sentences together, because it's he's cracking jokes and he's telling these kind of amazing stories, and it's always just completely entertaining when he does. So good one, Dave.
Because one of the stories I only just heard about, I think literally yesterday, was that whole scene from Wayne's World 2 or something about the brown M&Ms, being on Ozzy's. Ozzy didn't want any brown M&Ms on the rider or something, and being this thing that was actually based on a Van Halen story, the brown M&M thing. It was a thing that they wrote into their contracts earlier on, because if their managers and their tour organisers and everything, they weren't actually meeting their demands on their on their contractual rights. Yeah. So they started writing in these little tiny blueprint clauses that if they didn't meet those clauses, they could say, well fuck, you've still got to pay us, and we don't have to do the gig or anything. And one of their things was no fucking brown M&Ms in the rider at the backstage or something. So I was like, Van Halen's story, that's not anything to do with Ozzy.
It was they did do that, and I think it was kind of essentially for safety. I don't know if anything actually happened to prompt them to do it, but I think maybe it was just the principle that if that detail was not read, then maybe something to do with the stage construction or the lighting or whatever could be missed. So keeping people safe, and also everyone that's going to come and watch, was obviously really important. And then that thing, so well, if you still got those M&Ms in that jar in the room backstage, then how do I know you haven't forgotten to screw this lighting rig in properly? So it was very very clever, and it's become that kind of mythical story, but it's got like a real kind of genuine purpose to it, which is it's true.
Yep. Oh, he plays up on it as much as he can. I think one of his things is like, if people are going to believe it, just come right in. This is my story. I'll tell you anything you want to believe, right now. But he's got the charisma and everything. Like, he's like just like smooth as butter with his delivery, like we were talking about. He's really on it, and I just wonder if Sammy Hagar's still got the same sort of personality as David Lee Roth after this many years. Is he doing well? I haven't really. He's still doing okay. Yeah.
Seriously, that guy. He's in another band with the original bass player from Van Halen and Jason Bonham, who plays the drums. And I don't know who else plays in it, but anyway, he's I think 70 something now, and he looks so. He would never. I mean, he looks so well, and these guys just like seem like to go on, and his voice is amazing still. So I was there's like the whole David Lee Roth and Hagar camps of fans with Van Halen, but I just like them both because they both have kind of very different sort of eras, but different styles of music. But they're both doing really good from what I've seen recently. I think they just released a new album, or they will have a new album come out, the Hagar band, which is called The Circle.
The Circle, they're called. Okay.
So yeah, I think rock and roll is obviously a good profession for wanting to sort of live forever.
Yes. Oh, look, the dinosaurs of rock. Basically, they're still out there doing it. Fucking Metallica's, man. All these sort of artists. They just, what fuels them? What's pumping them to keep going? Like, besides, obviously, I think money would be a huge factor in that sort of thing. Saying, oh well, we go out and do this gig next week. We're going to be able to pay our mortgages for the next fucking 7 years. But on top of that, sort of like, they must just do it for the fans and the love of the whole process of writing music. If you're in your 70s and you're still out there pumping out the best of your abilities music-wise with your vocals and still able to work with artists, like supergroup style, like, these aren't names, that you just, they're not just hiring just some random person off the street trying to discover someone new. They're working with artists who've been around for years as well, and they've all been through the process of recording, touring. Maybe that's the reason why they stick with these sort of people that they know who have been in the industry as long as them, and they know what the ins and outs, the negatives and positives, and just let's just write some fucking good music together, guys.
It's amazing, but I mean it's so cool because those are the guys that I don't know, their careers. I don't see or can really think of too many. Like I don't know. Newer artists, they seem to come for a while into the forefront, have a sort of career or it seems like a relatively shorter shelf life before the next thing has come in and kind of overtaken it. But yet those guys that were filling the stadiums in the like 70s, 80s and 90s to some extent, still going, they're still doing it, and they're the ones that are still sort of being looked up to as these. There's only a few. I don't know, but it seems like there's fewer of them that are just filling stadiums around the world continuously every single year, and so I mean, it's amazing, really, but I don't know.
Like someone like Iron Maiden, like. The longevity of that band, like the amount of fans they have across the world, and knowing, just like you said, they can put on a tour in a country and just go, okay, we'll play 3 gigs, we'll play 4 gigs maybe at tops. Like you said, every single one will sell out. Every single fan will be there to buy all their merch, every CD, and they cut costs because Bruce Dickinson fucking flies the tour plane.
He does, yeah, I know. That's so cool. I was only talking about that the other week, actually. But he's a legend. Bruce Dickinson is so cool. But he flies their plane around, and I just think after
big fucking passenger jet plane sort of thing. But it's just like, wow, man! Like you've reached the pinnacle. Okay, you're the lead singer of this awesome, amazing band. I'm also gonna fucking be the transport. via fucking flight to another country.
It's
My
brilliant.
lives, your lives are in my hands as this person. So
Yeah, I know, isn't it brilliant? But also that's the thing. You think like he's gone on and performed for probably 2.5 hours or so. I would have thought their shows are probably fairly long, given the number of songs that they have, and then after that, I wonder if they just like, well, I was going to crash in the plane for a couple of hours. I don't mean that's probably a bad word. Sleep in the plane for a little while, and then
just freak everyone out.
And then I'm gonna have, and then we'll get on the road. It's not even the road.
Yeah.
Or do you think he just like, right, good, we've done that. Now he's let's get flying immediately. I'd be so tired.
He's got the notepad, next gig. Okay, that's one off the list. We're heading to Milan now.
So yeah, it's so good, isn't it? Brilliant. Yeah, what a legend.
Yeah. Look, and the amount of people that he's made happy across the world by doing what he does and getting his whole band there safely and stuff. It's just another notch in the belt to sort of say, okay, you've reached another tier of like to say that you're flying a plane now. Like what sparked him? Did he just one day wake up one morning and thought, oh, I feel like being a pilot and I've got enough money and wealth and knowledge to get to learn this trait? And like I said, I think it would have been a nice tax write-off for the band's touring, honestly. So
that's so cool. I mean, I suppose if you've always had that interest, and obviously doing music is as well. How he's just like doing what he likes to do perpetually, which is really awesome. It's so cool. But,
I just want to see the reverse happen. I just want to see some amazing pilot out there in the world just turn around and say, hang on, I want to front a metal band. And
yeah.
There's a reality show for Bruce Dickinson out there. There's an idea for you, buddy. You can use that. So, but we might start off with a track from Van Halen and a track from ZZ Top. What's your choices, mate? You've got Open Slather for our next cash up because you've got the Sammy Hagar catalog. You've got the David Lee Roth catalog. I don't know. Maybe we can feature one Van Halen from David Lee Roth, one from Sammy Hagar. I don't know. It's all up to you, Joe. It's all in your hands.
I think. Oh my! What? I think for Van Halen, let's play the song "I'm the One" off the first album because that's such a cool song. And ZZ Top now. I was so into ZZ Top when I was younger. Everyone was listening to Oasis and Blur in the UK. There was that battle of Blur and Oasis, and I was sat there not paying any attention to it at the time. And then much later, I kind of went back and was like, "Man, Oasis was so, was so good," but I kind of wasn't caught up with it so much at the time. ZZ Top. Let me think. I need to check the. It's a couple of their songs.
Catalogue. That's all good. That's all good. All good. Well, I remember she's just me from from Dusk Till Dawn soundtrack being one of my favourites, but I'm not saying that has to be played now.
What song is it?
I'll rattle. She's Just Killing Me. I'll give you a little list of some of their tracks though. Well, we've got you here.
Play that.
We've got Lagrange, we've got Gimme All Your Lovin', Tush, Legs, of course, Cheap Sunglasses, but She's Just Killing Me, I think is the track that I'm thinking. Yeah, we're going to do that one?
I hear it in my head.
It was a great soundtrack, actually. I've been wanting to do a special on that as a la the Tony Hawk special. I think some Tarantino. Maybe I'm thinking of just doing a Tarantino special in general, but yeah. Alrighty, so we've got I'm the One, Van Halen, and She's Just Killing Me, ZZ Top coming up right now on the not the new metal special.
Correct.
No worries.
I don't think they fall under that.
No. Big shout out to Joe from Minus Cube once again for joining me, and let's listen to some awesome music. heading way back in time, yeah, but yeah, some classics here. Van Halen's ZZ Top. Let's do this. Cool. Right, we are back. It's Joe from Minus Cube and Struthy from the House of Struth. We just heard ZZ Top. Yeah, the House of Struth. ZZ Top, She's Just Killing Me from the awesome soundtrack from Dusk Till Dawn. And before that, we had I'm the One from Van Halen. Yeah, some awesome rockin' tracks. Yeah, I don't even know why we're putting new metal in the title of this, but yeah, we're just saying it's not the new metal special, but yeah, we're back again. But yeah, mate, very big fan of ZZ Top. We were just having a little chat about them being very huge with their stage antics and trying to definitely impress the crowd visually. They've sort of got that expectation someone like AC/DC has. You go see a ZZ Top show, you're going to see more than just a few guys on stage playing some instruments. You're going to get the full works. You got to see them live, you said too, yeah.
Yeah, I saw ZZ Top live when I was about 14 or 15, I think, and yeah, the stage was basically like a motorcycle dashboard type thing going on. It had all sorts of stuff going on, and it was obviously there's only the three of them, so they had a whole lot of extras and other people kind of doing random stuff from what I can remember on the stage. Whilst they're playing, but then I did see AC/DC in the same place. It was in London some years later. And when you were saying about crazy kind of stage setups, they had that was the most bonkers one I think I've ever seen, because it had this they had on either side like high-rise buildings with an elevator going up either side, so they could sort of stand in them and go around, and a big old ramp out into the crowd. But then in the background, after maybe the first or second song, this huge Angus Young statue, it was like golden statue of him playing the guitar, just came out into the back of the stage, and it was spinning around, and it had like smoke and fireworks coming out of the end of the guitar on it. It was just completely amazing.
Jeez, no expense spared, hey.
No, it was yeah, ridiculous, but you know, very very entertaining though, nonetheless.
Yeah, I suppose when you're on that level of entertainment for people, and you've got stages that big that they're filling up, you're in the back crowd. If you just went and saw, you're only going to see a little ant on the stage. So yeah, I can understand why they go above and beyond and put on the pyrotechnics.
Yeah,
fucking a big huge gold Angus Young.
It was, yeah, it was.
Where does that prop end up at the end of the tour? Like, who's got that? Has someone got it in their backyard?
Exactly. And yeah,
like, Mum, check out eBay. Check out my eBay. Can I get this for Christmas?
Yeah, like a 90-foot Angus Young gold statue for sale, or parts of it. But yeah, man.
And then it also makes me wonder whether it's someone in the marketing department for the band, or it's actually one of the band members who comes up with the idea. Was it Angus Young who went, "We're doing a tour. I reckon I got a great idea. We get a big gold version of me that has fucking fireworks coming out the end of the fucking guitar." Just so overindulgent, but
it was so
it's so cool.
Really was, and his eyes. I think his eyes glowed as well. There's got to be a picture of it somewhere. It was from
I'll find it.
Yeah,
definitely. I'll put it up for everyone.
I think it was
the big gold Angus Young.
Yeah, it was after they did. Oh man, I can't even remember I don't remember that. It was around 2000, the year 2001, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
hardcore band, just and Aussies. I mean, they've had a few deaths in that band now, and that definitely shows their signs of age and stuff. But the sort of band that could go on tour and not even have any of the original lineup. I remember they had like they've got like a Japanese version of AC/DC that performs. That
really?
Do all the theater. Yeah, like they've got like someone who runs around the stage and imitates Angus Young and does the uniforms and Yeah, I mean, seriously, you're on a level there where you can pay someone to basically impersonate you, and also have the chops to be able to play guitar as well. Because yeah, as simple as AC/DC music sounds, you can agree as a guitarist, it can be quite challenging. I mean, a lot of people think like their music is just like, oh, it's just like lots of distortion, really, really loud and everything. If you actually listen to their album recordings, they don't really use too many as distortion pedals and stuff so much. They just really like to turn the gain up and really turn their amps up to the maximum capacity before they blow up.
Yeah, basically I think that's the golden rule. There's it's straightforward, but in that respect, but then that's as pure as you want, really. I think that's literally, I think, the ethos, which is crank the amps, the Gibson and Marshall and combo and what was it? Malcolm used Gretsch, was it Gretsch guitar? I can't remember.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, that was basically, but that's pretty much, it works fine. And but then, like you say, yeah, the principle of it is relatively well, they're very consistent in their style, and it works, and you wouldn't expect anything different. But also, there's a lot more thought that goes into it than you just kind of perceive, I think, as the bare bones of the music, but actually, like, what really works together and how they do it has just proven itself year after year after year. And
yeah,
you'll
always be able to tell an AC/DC song, whether it's an old song or a new one. You'll be able to say that's AC/DC. They've got the formula worked out for them. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's
and permanently inspiring though for generations that have come after them, and still now.
I mean, you as a guitarist, what's your sort of like go-to preference with your amp settings and stuff when you go to have a bit of a jam? Like whether it's for writing for Minus Cube or just having a jam out to, are you usually just enough to be able to hear? Do you like to crank it up a little bit more? Do you use headphones when you play at home, or do you play out in the open? Or
no, now I keep it fairly way down. I do the playing that I do now is probably for just writing or recording. So I don't really have the need. Plus, it would probably annoy everyone else. But it's when you're like when I play just now or myself or whatever, I find it more enjoyable to just play to something, I think, or if you're not writing, if you're just playing, and I know that that's not the same, but also back in the day, I used a Line 6, which has its good and bad sides, but for me it did the job, and it was just it was kind of too loud as an amp. I think it was. I never ever took it over like halfway, because it was just you never needed it. There's absolutely no need for it. And then if you play anywhere big, you'll mic it up anyway, and it will come to the PA. So generally, the stage is quieter than the front. But for now, I'm generally kind of writing, so it's more controlled, and I don't use the amp for the recordings. I just go direct and use software, because it's far more convenient. And years back we'd done all that, miking everything up and miking up the drums and the amps, and that can just in itself take so long to get something that sounds good. And then if you are not in the luxury of having a room where those mics will never get touched for 6 months, then it will sound different every single time you go back to try and do more. So it was just the convenience of it, and the the financial sense of it. I think that's the way I do it now. But it's fine.
Totally understand.
It's as rewarding. Now, how about you? Do you crank it when you're jamming these days?
I suppose I did find this pedal the other day. You'll be happy to know I've still got a few toys in the arsenal here. What have we got here? I found a pedal, and it came in this. So it's the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the band Grinspoon from Australia. I was playing in a band. They actually came from my hometown, Lismore, and they had a very grungy sort of sound going on. And I discovered what one of the pedals they were using was this Russian Boss, and it's called. It's a big chunky fucking thing.
Wow.
The Big Muff Pie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a classic.
Yeah. So the old one used to be like a dark green, army green sort of style, but it's a unit of a fucking pedal. I mean,
that's gonna survive world tours.
Yeah. I'm missing one knob that obviously went there, and the thing with the Russian thing is that the direct, the input and the output were reversed, so it was different with your pedal setup. So me and a mate popped the top off, and we switched the chipboard around, and so if someone doesn't know my particular pedal and they go to put it in the output, it's going to be reversed, so they won't be able to use it. Yeah, but this was probably the only real distortion pedal that I used back in the day, which I cranked up again recently, and it's definitely going to need some dusting out and some cleaning. But I mean, just the packaging it came in, man. It came in a cargo box. Like
that's
huge,
superb.
But, that was probably my form of getting 3 tones, distortion, tone, and volume. Nothing else. Nothing else needed. But I mean, the big one back in the day, I think a lot of people over here were using in the metal bands and stuff as I was growing up in the rock bands, was the Boss Metal Zone pedal. Was it black and orange? You know the one I'm talking about? I'll find a picture of
the Metal Zone.
I think every fucker was using that pedal back in the day because it was so crunchy. It was just, I don't know, it was giving you sort of Metallica tones right up to even those stoner rock sort of grungier, heavier sort of vibey tone fuzz things going on. But yeah, the Boss Metal Zone and the Big Muff Pie, even the name of that, like, sounds a little funny, but yeah.
That's cool.
Good old
brilliant.
Giving out.
There's such a huge market on the pedal and effects world these days. There's so much of it. But some of those classics, they never go away. They did an update to the Metal Zone actually recently. It's like the Metal Zone 2 or something it's called. But
we'll
there you
do
go.
a review on that. So I mean, I think my little rig back in the day, I definitely had it. I think the first thing you always wanted as a guitarist was a distortion pedal if you were a fan of the heavier music and all that sort of stuff. Wah-wah pedal, chorus, and that was pretty much the big 3 that we sort of needed for the sort of music that we were creating. But I think I ended up getting a Boss phaser pedal at one stage, and that just opened up a whole, array of just being able to just tweak knobs to really get some spacey sound effects, and that's when it turned into more of a synth sort of idea with a guitar idea, rather than or even plugging that pedal into other music. I think I mentioned last time about me putting vinyl sounds over the top of regular music. I used to like plugging in pedals over the top of music I was listening to, just to sort of see what was achieved, by warping the sound. And like you would want to hear a whole track, of a Minus Cube song from start to finish, all with fucking heavy phaser, would be pretty fucking annoying. It wouldn't be sonically good, just little times here, just press it here and there, but we'll have to put down some pedals for the future, for the next time. We'll have to muck around, but I'm definitely going to check out this Metal Zone 2 pedal, because I didn't know that was out, but I can only assume the Boss are just still being bosses at what they do, making fucking awesome pedals. So
yeah, I think there's some pretty good stuff out there actually these days. I used to have like a multi-effects thing when I was a lot younger.
There you go. I was just talking about Boss. That's what I've got. Super Chorus Boss.
Yeah, Super
There you
Chorus.
go. That's a good.
I used to just do Yeah, when we used to play like live shows and stuff, I used to keep it so simple, and just use the amp I used had some built-in effects which you could combine, so it made life a lot easier for having to reduce what you needed on a pedal board, so to speak. But yeah, I used to just keep it really raw. I used to use the distortion from the amp, and it had a chorus kind of mod thing in it, so I could put a tiny bit of chorus in, and same with reverb, and then I just had a wah pedal and just switched between the channels of the amp, clean and heavy and weird sounds, a couple of weird sounds, and that was it. I just kept it really simple and kind of raw that way. But that said, some years later, I got really into like wanting to build a pedal board and go a little crazy. So I did invest in a couple of pedals, which I don't really use as often as I should. But yeah,
it's a gadget toy that you get to use when you want to. It's still there, sort of thing. Like I can't remember the last time I plugged that distortion pedal in, but the fact is I found it the other day, and it's sitting there in the corner now, so I just know I might plug it in there one day.
It's ready whenever. Yeah.
But that's just having your own little personalization, like you said. You don't want to end up writing music for the pedals, or you want to be able to have the song writing come from your natural state, and then pedals enhance the music, unless that's your thing. Some bands obviously.
But also, you can get inspired by them though. That's the really cool thing. I think I bought a couple of years ago now this reverb pedal called Strymon Blue Sky. They've since, in years gone by, built sort of bigger and better versions of it, but it was just such a brilliant sort of pure reverb pedal with a lot of different options on it. But you can get just some ideas can come from things that you would never have actually even thought to have done before, just from having some colossal amount of reverb. And if you mix it with a delay pedal as well, then suddenly you're in this sort of world of crazy ambient stuff. And they're cool for just getting inspired by the tiniest little thing, can with any pedal, but the tiniest little thing can just sort of hit you whilst you're messing around, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's cool, and then you come up with a new riff or a new idea, and you may not have done without it. So it's
Well, I definitely remember a lot of with the solo stuff I was doing earlier on. Definitely having a pedal that would do playback. You could record like a little bit and then hit the pedal and have a little bit more coming up afterwards, so you could write your own sort of licks. And it's I have one of those functions built into one of mine, but there's vocal looping stations and stuff that I've seen people use, and they're just amazing for beatboxers to be able to just one layer. Obviously it's the same sort of build up with writing a normal rock track. Start with some drums, some bass, build up a melody, and then fucking start going for it. So the old looper pedal, my gosh, I had a lot of fun with them back in the day. That's just, you could sit there for hours, man.
I know,
you could almost get trapped in your own loop.
It's so cool though. It's just endless kind of creativity, really. And no, I think it's when you're in if you don't have the ability to like jam with other people, then those things are they're really cool. I mean, there's a lot of times when you just sit by yourself and want to play some music if you're not in a room with other people, and for me, I would just play along to already recorded music and try and learn stuff by trial and error. Pretty much how I learned how to play certain things. But then with a looper pedal, you just have that creativity from something that you've made from scratch. So, and you can end up having, like you say, so many different layers of stuff going on. They're really cool. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely recommend any guitarist out there who wants to. I mean, even something as simple as just jamming along with some 12-bar blues. Record your 12-bar blues lick, and the world's your oyster after that.
Yeah.
You've got that playing forever until you've learned every single lick that you want to play. So, right. Last time we spoke, we mentioned a couple of bands that we want to feature this week. Definitely, Bad Brains from the US. Awesome band that I think I remember saying Max Cavalera introduced me to. This was the all the Ruster infused metal, as it was my best description at some point. But you got to have a little listen to one of their tracks in between. I think we're going to play the track Rise. Yeah, Rise. That was the first track I heard of theirs. Yeah, Bad Brains. Pretty awesome band, man. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the rest of their catalogue, but they were definitely something fresh, something new at the time, but definitely getting influenced by people around them. They had a lot of respect, I think, from the community, because obviously, being of the darker shade of colour and all that sort of stuff, you got to demand that little bit more respect back in the day, that living colour sort of style sort of thing. But they were doing it fucking pretty well. They were just on par with everyone else, and they commanded respect from everyone, including Max Cavalera. That's huge. So, we also got. I mentioned the band. The crossover artist with Seven Dust, Skin from Skunk Anansie too. The track "Licking Cream." You got to have a little listen to that in between. You hadn't heard it or couldn't.
No, I've never heard.
Prominently put it there, but yeah, it's definitely up there. It was one of those tracks.
So awesome. I mean, they're both such good singers, and it's good combination, because I guess their voices are quite different in range too. Legendre is quite slightly lower, raspy kind of, and Skin has that higher range, but both just so good. But I had not heard of Bad Brains before, and when you mentioned Living Colour, actually, man, Living Colour is so good. Again, I had not heard of them until a friend introduced them to me, and
just
really,
one of those
really
bands
awesome.
that just freaking blow you away, especially if you hadn't heard them before. So,
so good.
So we'll play. We'll definitely play it. Rise by Bad Brains, Licking Cream by Seven Dust, and Skin from Skunk Anansie. When we come back, we have to chat about this. We played Static X last week, the track Push It, and within the coming weeks of that, can you believe that the remaining members of Static X have announced they're going to be doing a tour with another person being the replacement for Wayne Static? So we'll talk about that when we come back, Struthlings, because that's pretty cool. That sort of blew me away. We're starting off new metal trends. We've kicked off Static X's second career now after.
It's coming back all of a sudden, just from this idea of talking about.
We spawned something, mate. It's the fundamentally new special takeover. So
the fundamental return of new metal.
Bring it on, 2019. Alrighty, we'll be back in a moment, Street. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, about that rash, dude, I've got this cream. This will probably work if I can get that to the mail.
Yay!
Just kidding, Struthlings, there's no rash. I did that for Manook, that's right. Speaking of, going into the advertising, there's Manook's wonderful CD there that he sent on through to me. Yeah, another awesome artist there. He's got some new music coming out. You know Manook, my buddy. He's been on the show many a time, but yes, that's true. He sent me a little merch pack, and it arrived for my birthday last year. So yeah, absolutely, guy. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, sweet. Pretty good idea.
Yes, so we just had Licking Cream by Seven Dust and Skin from Skunk Anansie, and before that we had Rise by Bad Brains. Yeah, a couple of awesome tracks. And before we scoot off and listen to them, I mentioned Static X's reformation in the form of 3 existing members still alive and going on tour without the frontman Wayne Static. And it's the Dope singer Edsel Dope who's replacing, but he's actually going to be wearing this sort of like mask and obviously going to be doing his hair up to sort of recreate. I'm going to put a picture up for everyone to see, and I know there's a little clip I might be able to put up as well of the first track, but I think they re-recorded their last album with his vocals as a bit of a thing. What do you think about that, dude? Like, I don't want to be morbid in a sense and try and say, oh, one of the members of Minus Q has passed on, and you still want to be able to continue the legacy. How would you feel taking on a new member, or how would you feel? Oh well, you'd be thinking about it pretty hard because you would have been passed away. But even if you weren't in the band anymore, someone replacing you as a member of Minus Q, would that even be feasible? Or do you think that even be possible? I don't know.
Yeah. Anything like...
Don't talk yourself up, buddy.
So what they re-recorded the vocal tracks.
Just the vocal tracks, and I believe it's off the last album that they've recorded, obviously with Wayne Static. I'll just double check to make sure. But I found it just a little bit.
It's a bit strange. I don't think I'd. I don't know. Yeah, there's a legacy with that. I don't believe in going back and kind of redoing stuff for the sort of for the sake of continuation. I think because that's what made you where you are, and you can't erase someone's skill and contribution to that whole package. I don't think so. If it's already out there in the world, people know it and relate to it, and that's what's got you to where you are, then I'm of the opinion that you keep that and you kind of respect that as what it is and what it was, and then you move forwards from there as something slightly different, or you can't. It's like there's unfortunately been a lot of incidents in that with that thing where someone has passed away in a band, but you can't remove that legacy. I don't think it's a little bit strange. That's how I don't know. I couldn't really do that. I think.
Yeah, what is it? They've got they've got Dope supporting them for this tour. They've got Wednesday 13 and Soil. So Edsel Dope obviously is going to be going on stage, I'm assuming at the opening act.
Yeah.
And then he's going to have some time to, go behind the scenes and, put his whatever he's got to do to try and replicate this. Once again, I'll put that picture up for everyone to see what he's trying to recreate. The original Wayne Static
throat spray hat.
And then yeah. Maybe that's why they re-recorded the latest or the last album or something, and they wanted people to be able to hear what the tracks sounded like with his voice as opposed to Wayne Static. But yeah, I just found it just once again, it's just one of those things. We were talking about it a few weeks ago. Suddenly it's in a, obviously the members of Static X checked out our video and said, look, shit, we could cover up the stuff that they were talking about, the bass player being a bit of a dick and not letting Wayne Static do his thing when he wanted to tour. It's sort of like, it's really rubbing it in his face, in his grave. The bass player was like, no, you can't tour under the name Static X, as a solo artist. You need the rest of us to be able to tour with you, so you can't tour under that name. Okay, now that you've passed away, we're going to tour under the name Static X.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to just replace you. We're just going to get some other guy to come in and do your part. So
It's weird. I think, you never really know what goes on behind closed doors, and big bands like that, the management process and the decisions that get made that maybe are out of other people's control too, because, at the end of the day, they're in it they're making money out of something, but and you as the musicians and the band are the product of that, and sometimes some decisions maybe are out of their control, don't know, but it's one of those things where I think it's fine to go on, but have it as a new era, like Alice in Chains, for example. You couldn't ever imagine replacing recordings of their original lineup. They are what they are, and that's what made that band so special. And then, you know, now, as of the last sort of 10 years, they've gone on with a new singer, and he's not trying to be Lane or anyone else. He's just doing his own way, and it works great. And I think that you know, you're always going to get people that are very much like I suppose like the Van Halen thing. You know, they're very fan based, and I won't listen to them now because it's different or whatever. It will never be the same. And but yeah, at the end of the day, you've got like one of your favorite bands or someone's favorite band still doing stuff, you know, and that's something to be said too. So yeah, I mean, have it, you know, it's a new era of a band maybe, but I think replacing someone's work and that sort of thing's kind of like you say, it's not quite, I don't know, it doesn't sit too well with me.
No, like it's always going to be there, like there'll always be, you know, the legacy of Wayne Static and everything, but I just thought maybe did they do this to really make this new guy feel comfortable, or, you know, they didn't want him getting any backlash from not sounding exactly like it's how it's supposed to sound, or, but I just looked at it and just had I had that icky feeling in my stomach when I was reading about it. Yeah, so whether it turns out to be wonderful, I'm sure they're going to make a lot of money, like you said. So all the best to the new version of Static X, and like you said, I mean, was it the new Doors or the Doors of the Next Generation? They tried to redo the Doors with a new name or something because they couldn't use the original. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, that they had all the existing members that they had at the time get together to do something, but they called it something like the New Doors Experience. Oh, didn't they had Ian Astonbury from the Cult was singing for them or something?
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. It was a project or anything. It was definitely a passion project, and it was done with a nicer tone than the Static X situation. But once again, they couldn't call themselves the Doors, so they called themselves some other name. I'll find out what that was. But onto we were also speaking about some awesome guitarist influences from last week. One of my favourite awesome artists and guitarists has released a new album of late. That's Devin Townsend. From Devin Townsend Project, Devin Townsend himself, Echo Machine. He's been in a lot of stuff over the years. Still cranking it out, still keeping everything heavy but epic at the same time and orchestral. Also got to check out some of these awesome guitarists that you name dropped last week in the form of Guthrie Govan, Stephen Wilson, and Eric Gales. Wow, I'm just going to say Eric Gales blew my mind. Very, very impressed, dude. So I'm going to put up a little video of him playing so everyone can have a listen. Yes, the left-handed right guitar playing bloke who does like Jimi Hendrix. He does all this blues stuff. All the grace and swagger. And Stephen Wilson and Guthrie both very much, when you said virtuoso, you weren't fucking lying there. They are very talented. Guthrie's very, very melodic, and he's got that vocal sort of thing about he's singing through his guitar sort of style. Very, very cool, dude. Yeah, thank you for letting me and the Struthys know about them. But I'm really glad to check them out. But you've been listening to much of their stuff of late, or they were just some name drops that you
well, I think
the last time we chatted.
I kind of Guthrie Govan, he has got there's quite a lot of videos of his stuff on YouTube, and he played with Stephen Wilson for a while, and Stephen Wilson is just like sort of legendary progressive rock artist from the UK, but so he had played guitar for a couple of their albums, but I always try and find things that are interesting and cool, but he's just one of those musicians that is just, he's like technically on another, to me anyway, on another level, and but does it so tastefully as well, and I think that like for me, Gary Moore was one of my huge inspirations learning guitar, and some people said that he would kind of overplay because he came from like a rock background really, and then turned to blues as after the Thin Lizzy and other years that he played more rock stuff. But then he still had that in his blues playing. There was still that element of rock and a bit kind of dangerous and really fast playing and intricate. But yeah, it was done so tastefully, and it's like one of those legendary players. And Guthrie Govan seems to be able to have every influence you could possibly imagine, like the jazz influence and the blues and the rock, and can just mash it all together into this seamless, excellent piece of playing. And I don't know how he does it. It's so good.
Yeah, and he also, I don't know what the technical term is, but he doesn't come off very wankery when he's doing it either. He's just he's never showboating his talent or trying to be excessive where it doesn't need to be. He's everything flows, just like you were saying. Yeah, it works. It works. He really has found a nice niche in the formula that how he's writing his tracks. Yeah.
And in any interviews that he has done as well, he just seems like truly just doing it for the love of music, and very, very down to earth, and not kind of excessive in like personality. He seems like really you could have a jolly good cup of tea with him, and then he's just got this kind of excellent ability as well. He's seriously good though.
Yeah. Right. So we have we're going to play in a second. We have a new track from Devin Townsend. I don't know. I think this project's just called Devin Townsend. He hasn't called it anything else. But the track's called Genesis. It's got a fucking really huge film clip. But I listened to it driving home the other day. They announced that a new track of his had come out, and they sort of said, look, it sounds just like normal Devin Townsend in the first 30 seconds, but then it obviously builds up and everything. It is fucking epic, dude. You haven't had a chance to listen to any of his new stuff as yet, so this will be new to you. It is very, very impressive, as always. People out there who's not familiar with Devin Townsend's work, he's just a really, really, really great vocalist, great guitarist. Very nitty-gritty when it comes to the writing process. He likes to get very high-caliber people on board with his projects to come and do drummings and every other factor of recording and layering and stuff. And he has multiple people. He doesn't just have, like, he might hire 3 drummers for one album or something like that, and each drummer will have their part within each song, or whether they'll have a song to themselves or whatever. He just really wants people to do that sort of stuff. But, this track, Genesis, is it's about a 7.5 minute epic, so
good. Bring it on. I like the long songs.
Yeah. And as much as I'd like to do a little Guthrie, Stephen, and Eric medley, we might leave that till our next catch up. But we'll definitely have to listen to some sounds. I definitely want to play some Eric Gales. Yeah, but we're going to come back after that, and I've got a little challenge for Joe, harking back to the early days of the DJ Struthy show, which he's getting very excited about. He's not too sure what's coming up, so.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
We'll turn into a little bit of a quiz show type deal, but anyway. Cheers, Struthlings. Enjoy the track Genesis by Devin Townsend under DJ Struthy show. Joe and Struthy here, not the new metal special. So, a bit of epicness there. We just had Devin Townsend with the track Genesis. Epic. I don't think we can use any other words, really.
Yeah,
it's huge.
It's a very fair description.
You've got orchestras going. You've got that many layers in that sort of track. Lock himself away in a fucking room for months on end to be able to continue making that sort of music, mate. I don't know how these people do it. And Devin Townsend is actually bipolar as well. So someone who's got to balance that factor in making this sort of light and shade music. He's really fucking nailing it. Much fucking big round of applause to these amazing artists who are able to keep up with this sort of stuff. So one thing we mentioned last time too, or maybe I so much more mentioned, but it wasn't a fake album that I was talking about. We were talking about the fact that magazines don't give away CDs or compilations or stuff so much anymore. But I did mention the Sweating Bullets album. The reason that you never heard about it in the UK is because it was an Australia-only release from Roadrunner Records. That was in '98, featuring industrial, nu metal, and heavy metal music.
Hey.
And I think it was Coal Chamber featured on that album, which got me sparked off on it. But I just wanted to rattle out some of the other artists that were on there because this is, like I said, it was like a little bit of a melting pot of talent that I had discovered back in the day. Stabbing Westward, we had Fear Factory, Incubus, Madball, Clutch, Korn, Spineshank, 1 Minute Silence, Dream Killers, System of a Down, Fuel, Vision of Disorder, Slayer, and Soulfly. That's a pretty good mix of... yeah, so that was the Sweating Bullets. I'll put that up for everyone to see. The Sweating Bullets compilation from '98 that came through with a CD from Roadrunner Records. Big fucking cheers to Roadrunner. Wow, a lot of awesome artists on that label. That's
really cool.
To have one track from each of those bands.
Yeah, I know that was a good. There was a time probably around then when I guess weekly there was, or every 2 weeks there was CDs coming out on those magazines.
Yeah,
with just. When you listen to it now, that's like a really cool quality compilation album, And then there were, I guess, new singles or some of those bands were quite new. And it's just so cool. I would have loved to have been a curator back in that day, like saying, okay, we're going to put out this CD. You're basically getting to put out a mixtape to the masses, And whoever was in charge of that, I'm sure they've got a sweet job, cushy job in the music industry now, because from that sort of taste and choices of music they decided to bring forth to everyone. Sweating Bullets compilation '98 by Roadrunner. So I had to mention that again. I did mention we're going to have a little bit of fun with you. We're going to finish off now. We are going to play a track by Guthrie Gubbin to finish off the show. Not the new metal special 2 with Joe and Struthy, but. So back in the day on the Struthmate show, I used to muck around with some of the guests and try and do a little bit of trivia. And I thought I'd bring it back for the end of this little chatski with you. I thought it'd be a little bit of fun now. So we're going to have a bit of true and false with Joe. I've got a list of real band names here, and I've got a list of fake band names that I've used with a fake band name generator I found online. Now these names are pretty out there, so I tried to find the most, whatever sounded coolest, whether they be real or fake. I just tried to, do my thing, and let's just hope, I'm not sure. Even if I was given this list, I don't think I don't really like my chances. I think I'll probably get most of them wrong, but that's fine.
It's all good.
That means you've just done it well. So
now I've got to make sure I keep track of these so I don't repeat the same one here, and make sure you. So we've got we've got 20, so you'll be able to choose. So we'll go through them. But have a bit of fun, everyone. Struthlings. This is a new segment we're calling true or false band names, fake or real band names. Alrighty, let's go with the first one. Okay, we've got Handgun Pretzel. I'll do my best to try and provide either a fake or a real picture of the band too, wherever you're looking on the screen. So we got Handgun Pretzel. Have we got that as a real band name or a fake band name?
I think fake. I'm going to say for that one.
Fake. Joe, you are correct. Handgun Pretzel does not exist, so that's a big correct.
All right.
With all the fake pictures, I'm just going to find some Struthlings and get them to pose, and I'll put a fake band name across their name or something. Alrighty, cool. Second one we have here. Oh, this is a mouthful. You'll love the ones where it's something and the somethings. Okay. We have Alphabetic Harmonica and the Doggone Stutter.
I mean, what?
Doesn't make any sense, does it? But Alphabetic Harmonica and the Doggone Stutter.
I mean, that's so bonkers. I'm going to say it's real name.
That one is false. That is a fakey. That's not a real band name, unfortunately, Joe.
That's a pretty, damn. That's a good one. I would like to have heard their songs.
That's the other thing I should be asking you too. What sort of genre do you think these band names are in? In advance. Alrighty, okay, cool. So we've got Handgun Pretzel, Alphabetic Harmonica, and the Dogcorn Stutter. Next up we have the Morbid Tavern Apple Choir.
What? The Morbid Tavern Apple Choir. The
Morbid Tavern Apple Choir. So you're adding choir to the end of a name. That's I don't know. It's obviously going to be orchestral in some sort of form, and I don't know. I'm picturing like a mass band, like maybe 18 odd people or something like that.
Yeah. I kind of had more of a medieval thing going on in my head.
Yeah. I can feel that.
But I don't quite know where apples come into it. I will say that is fake.
That is fake. That is actually real, Joe.
Oh, what? Okay.
That is a real artist. I think they're
later. From Morbid Tavern
Apple Choir.
I mean, what?
Now, some of these bands may not be in mainstream sort of. I don't know if they've got YouTube channels and stuff, but let's just say I found a list online that I can share with everyone where it says I think it's a place where you submit weird band names. And I noticed a few on there from Australia, so I was sort of like, oh, wow, there you go. Cool. Alrighty, next up we have... this is just so stupid, but... Juggernaut Crustacean. It's just a coupling. It's just spin the wheel here, just match two words. Okay, Juggernaut Crustacean. I mean, if it was Crustacean Juggernaut, that'd be equally as weird and cool, but yeah, okay.
Yeah,
True or false band names if you're just tuning in?
I like the sound of it. I mean, I'm going to say that that's real.
Juggernaut Crustacean is in fact a real band. There you go. Very good. Well done.
Cool. Juggernaut Crustacean.
So you got 2 for here. Nicely done.
All right.
Oh, this one's going to be good. This is a nice mouthful. This is probably going to be a metal band. Hermaphrodite.
I want to say I've heard of this name, but I might not have done. Real.
Hermaphrodite is indeed a real band. Yes, they are correct. Yes, that. Nicely done, mate.
Oh,
that was a difficult one. I wouldn't have. Yeah, that was a little bit iffy to me. I was thinking that when I read it the first time, and I did read it right the first time. So.
Yeah. I don't know what you say about that, but
I want to know what topics they sing about.
Yeah,
I'd say so. It's up there with that sort of Cradle of Filth. I can see there's a Cradle of Filth t-shirt.
I think.
Okay, next one we have Titanium of the Unnecessary Voyage.
I just
really don't.
I'm really starting to think how that could be a thing. The titanium of the Unnecessary Voyage. It could have just been the hull of a ship that they put too much of it on there and it sank or something. The titanium of the Unnecessary Voyage. Man, I mean, I'll say that it's
a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
It's a fake one. It is a fake. It is not a real band name.
Kind of want them to be now. They sound.
Yeah. This band name generator had me really in circles, mate. It was like, wow, really? Like, what's the algorithm? I mean, you had a choice to put in a topic or a word to give it some sort of reference, but I just went with a blank space. So some of the stuff it was spitting out, I was like, okay, this is tripping me out. Very random, incredibly random. But much random, just like this one. The Pro Midget Mafia. Thank goodness they're not anti-midget. You wouldn't want that.
No. I think I'm going to say it's fake. It's a bit.
Sounds a bit fake, doesn't it?
I was going to say. I think it's. I was going to say it sounds a bit controversial, but then the thing is that the previous one, it was also, and that was real. So yeah, but I'll say it's fake.
So that one's fake. The Pro Midget Mafia are in fact indeed a real band. They are real.
They're real. Amazing.
Oh gosh. I'm wondering whether they've got, reasonings behind the name or something. Like you said, is it some sort of statement, or is it just literally just to get attention?
I don't know. I'm writing these down, so I'll go and check them out later on.
No worries.
I want to listen to them.
Right. Next one we have up. Yeah, the cooler one. Some of the like Hermaphrodite, I think I'll be able to leave behind. But alrighty. What's this one here? We have. Oh wow, they're so wordy. Portrayal of Saturn Sensitive. It sounds like a tribute band to something. I don't know. Portrayal of Saturn Sensitive.
I'm gonna say fake for that one.
Yes, that one is indeed a fake band name. That is not real. That's.
It takes some imagination to come up with that combination of words. But then there are a lot of bands in the world, so
Yeah. It's just you just got to think what actually really works here.
Stand out. Yeah.
Okay, next one we have here. Comrade of the Flammable.
Yeah, real
band. Comrade. You reckon they're from Russia or something? Maybe, possibly. Camaraderie of the. That is a fake band name. That was from the Generator.
Oh, damn. So it was a pretty cool. Yeah, it's a pretty cool name.
Oh, this one's really good. This is in the vein of there was a band from Australia. This is off topic to the true or false band names, but it was a real band. There was a band called over here called Son of Dad. Now, this band name here, this is along that sort of lines. Complicated Complaint.
Complicated Complaint. It sounds like it could be real, but I'm going to say real.
You're going to go real with Complicated Complaint? That is, in fact, a made-up band name from the Generator. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
I'm not doing too good here. That's all right. That's pretty convincing, though. If you're stuck for a band name, that Generator actually could come up with
it sounds like a title for a track from someone like Weezer we were talking about before.
Yeah,
like I could hear.
Right. Yeah, it does sound more like a song.
The Complicated Complaint. I could see a film clip and everything. Domestic sort of argument with a family or something. Then I don't know. It's just sort of weird how that sort of stuff comes in your mind. Alrighty. Oh, this one's going to be a good one. Conjures up a lot of images. Mechanical Tampon Fish.
Oh my god.
And it's funny. It's funny how a lot of the band name generator ones and some of the real fake band names were very, very dirty or rude or sexual in nature. They had this sort of thing that it just seemed to be a common thread with all these weird things. But that's this one. Mechanical Tampon Fish. Is that a true or false band name?
I mean, I'm going to say it's real.
And you would be correct. It is a real band.
Dude, what on earth? I don't know if I want to search for that, but I might have to.
Classic.
That is what a name.
Yeah, I know. The imagery it conjures up and all this sort of weird stuff.
That could possibly be. It's like comedy industrial or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd say so.
What a name. That's amazing. Yeah.
Okay, we've got 8 more left.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go. Oh, yes, this is a good one. Chickens on Smack.
Do you know what? I'm going to say that's real as well.
Chickens on Smack? True. That is a true band name. Nicely done.
That is despicable.
I can see their merch. Their merch tent. The coffee cups and the mugs and everything with these little cartoon chickens. God. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Ninja Depression. If that isn't even a thing, do ninjas get depression? I'm sure they would have trained for that, but yeah, Ninja Depression.
Maybe later on in their career, whilst they're not kind of thinking about it initially. when they stop doing ninja work, then it might all settle in. So yeah, I'm gonna say
they get their ninja midlife crisis and their ninja mortgage.
Ninja shopping trip down the supermarket. Yeah. That would make quite an interesting, like a comedy sketch. What's it? Yeah, like a comedy sketch about someone who had retired. From
the retired
life,
ninja.
But couldn't quite
later years.
couldn't quite shake the techniques, even doing the most mundane of tasks. I like it a lot, so I'm going to say, why not? Why not? It's real.
It's a real band name. Unfortunately, that was a generated band name, but it has inspired a comedy sketch for you and I to possibly do in the future. So
yeah, ninja.
Ninja depression. I like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
I like that idea of him.
Yeah, it could make for an interesting comedy sketch.
Alrighty, we've got 6 more to go. Not too many. This one here is fungal compensation.
Oh man.
Yeah. Once again, the imagery it conjures up isn't good.
It's not good, is it? I think as much as I want it to be real, just from a kind of I'm gonna say it's fake, but it's like a sort of morbid revenge. Fake.
Yep, that one is a fake name. That is not real. Fungal compensation. Yeah, that's horrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, gross.
Okay, this one's going to a little bit of familiar territory with the name, obviously, because it's a play on something. But whether it was generated by a algorithm or not. Rage Against the Coffee Machine. It's so tempting to be a real one. You're thinking that could so be real, but then again, it could just be the algorithm.
The way I'm thinking this could be real is because there was an Ugly Kid Joe song that was called Rage Against the Answering Machine, which I don't even think I ever listened to it, but I recall that there was, So I'm going to say real. Why not?
Real? Rage Against the Coffee Machine are in fact a real band. Yes, that is correct. I'm not sure if they're a cover band or if they do tributes or something. But yeah, that's what they are. That they actually do have that real name. I wonder if they got that trademarked. But
I wonder if they actually. Yeah.
Okay, that one's done. We've got. This is a good one. This is very pro midget mafia in a sense. This one is Coconut Dwarf Assault. You're just getting the dictionary now, throwing it up in the air.
What?
Throwing darts at it and just picking words now.
Yeah.
Coconut Dwarf Assault.
Oh man. No, no. I can't. No.
Couldn't think be not. A real name, could it?
I think it's fake.
Joe, it's real. A real band name. It's real. A real name. I wonder if they tour together, the Pro Midget Mafia and Coconut Dwarf Assault, like headlining tour.
Maybe they come on stage halfway through the set. Do a
and you never noticed.
Assault. Coconut. That is just.
Yeah, it's a bit much, isn't it?
That is. What a name. I think that's. I'm just writing it down because that's.
It's huge, isn't it?
It's got to be they got to play metal of some description. I would have thought. Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
Oh. Okay, we got this one here. Alrighty, this is pretty different. We've got Goth Mower 1996. If you're talking about taking down the new metal form of music, these guys are literally saying we're going to take down goth music, I guess, in the year 1996. Goth Mower 1996.
I like it a lot. I'm going to say real.
It's not too bad, actually. It's got a little ring to it.
Yeah, real.
Real band name? That one was actually generated. Can you believe it? By the band name generator.
It reminded me of Lawnmower Death, that band.
Lawnmower Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard Lawnmower Death. I think they're a British band, but all of the band members had like comedy stage names that were all named after lawnmowers.
Oh,
Like
right.
the brand names. There was like Flymo something or other and Qualcast Mutilator and stuff like that. Yeah, really, really amazing like stage names that were all based off lawnmowers. So,
kick ass.
Yeah, that's why I thought they might have been real, because it reminded me of Lawnmower Death. But damn it!
Yeah.
No,
oh well, that's free for anyone out there who wants to use any of these band name generated ones. If you want to use the band name out there too, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, Gothmo 96, I definitely want on the show if you create a band name called that. Okay, the last two we have. This one is Wartime Leprechaun of the Scruff. I know we've had midgets, dwarfs. Now we got leprechauns, man. This is getting trippy.
The Scruff. Yeah, I think that's real.
I reckon just Wartime Leprechaun would have been enough for that name. But
pretty cool name too, to be honest. But yeah, of the Scruff. It just
of the Scruff.
Yeah, I'm gonna say real.
Real?
Yeah.
That one was false.
I was thinking, I had all these kind of, of the Scruff. I thought it reminded me of the Shire in Lord of the Rings, and just a sort of.
It's a little crushing actually, because you're thinking I want this to be a real band now. After hearing some of the names.
Yeah.
And some of the real names, you're thinking, oh man, I really don't want to hear this.
I know. That's cool. It's very inventive,
Yeah. I saved my favourite for last because I think this one's pretty cool. Guitarantula. It's fucking cool, hey?
That is brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it's I think, yes, real. I'm going to say it's real. It's
Guitarantula.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sharknado and those brilliant, those horror films, Mongolian Deathworm and that other thing. So, was it Mega Shark? Yes, real. It's real.
Yes. Real. Guitarantula is in fact a real band, and good lord, that's a lot of them. That's all of the ones I have here.
Oh, that was great.
I think that put you on. I think that brought you up to 9. You may have gotten 10 right there, but I think you hit the 9 mark. But they were pretty fucking difficult, dude. Especially mechanical tampon fish.
They're good.
Mechanical tampon fish, fuck.
Mechanical tampon fish. That's good. That goes to show then that generator is great, but also there are some very inventive people with some very inventive ideas out there for band names. So I missed the boat, I think, with those.
Definitely wish you the best of luck in searching for all those artists that are real and finding some real music recorded by them. Hopefully there is.
Yeah.
I might do a little self, and if I can feature something else.
Choirs. first on the list to find out what that's
just rolls off the tongue.
It does, doesn't it? It's almost, it's so natural.
Yeah, and once again with the band name, you create a band name, it's the music that really takes on board that, after a while. So whether they are, I just think a lot of them definitely have a bit of a metal flavour or metal infused, especially.
They do, don't they?
Dwarf or something. Chickens on Smack. I can't really hear them playing jazz fusion.
They do,
But anyway.
Mostly have that kind of vibe to them. But
that
said, who knows?
Yeah.
I'm up for being surprised with some of them.
Sweet as. Okay.
That was great.
Well, we'll wrap up. Thank you very much again, Joe. It's been an awesome catch up with you once again, buddy.
Thank you.
Always good to have a chinwag with you. We've listened to some awesome tracks from Van Halen, ZZ Top, Bad Brains, Seven Dustins, Skunk Anansies, Skin, Devin Townsend with his new track Genesis, and we're going to finish off with Guthrie Govan with his track Waves. And maybe next time we catch up and we find some samples of these crazy fake, all these real band names, not the fake ones.
Feature
actually,
that's not a bad idea. I might have to do come up with some quiz quiz questions for you too next time.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, we'll have to have some. We'll make it a regular segment, but it's always nice to have a little bit of back and forth. I'd love to have a little bit of something fun like that. That was fun to sit around and just type in funny band names that are real and have the band name generator come up with this wacky amount of stuff that I just had to sort of sift through until I found something that was as cool as Ninja Depression.
Which wasn't real, was it?
It wasn't a real one, but real. Yeah, it could be. Ninja Depression one day.
It's got a lot of yeah.
I'm going to go back and probably watch this Star Wars trailer in slow motion so I can pick up any sort of extra details that I can before this new release.
Yeah.
Should be good.
I like that shot with the was it the Death Star in the sea?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. I want to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it'll be do the last one a bit more justice. I think it was definitely a good movie upon first watch. Upon watching the episode 8 again for the second time, it didn't have as much impact as I thought it did. But like I said, it's going to be Force Ghosts saw everywhere, fighting left, right, and center. So
yeah, bring it on.
And we get out.
I'm all for new Star Wars. I don't know. Is this going to be the last one they do then? Do you think, or is it going to be? Might there be more? Besides
the branch offs and stuff like that, I can't see them doing something like. I don't think an episode 10 is going to be coming out anytime soon. They'll I think they've got the Boba Fett movie possibly in the works that they want to do. Or whether that actually happens like a solo movie, but I think the solo movie, the Han Solo one, was the worst money making one in the franchise so far.
I didn't see it. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Me neither, and that's a testament. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I had no intention of going to see that at the cinema, and I still haven't seen it at home. And what was it? I read up about the guy they got to play Han Solo. I think about 2 or 3 weeks into the gig, they realised he couldn't act.
Oh,
fuck! Why would you hire the guy? So they had to bring in. They fired the original 2 directors, and they brought in Ron Howard to finish off the rest of the movie and hire a fucking acting coach for this guy who was with him 24/7 on the set. And even that didn't save the movie. So fuck it. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not in any rush to watch it then. Actually, I don't know if you saw. Sorry, I know we're kind of finishing off, but Bohemian Rhapsody film. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it yet, but I only hear good things. Everyone's telling me how fucking good it is. So yeah.
I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's really good.
I'll put it on my to do watch in between our next chat, and we can have a bit of a chat about that. And I know that the actor did a lot of work in preparation for that. Having to wear the fake false teeth and everything to try and recreate Freddie's speech impediment and all that sort of stuff. So. Yeah, all contestants to them, and Brian May actually helped him out on the movie set too, didn't he?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he was there.
He and Roger Taylor were both there, kind of in the background for, I suppose, all of it. And because of that, I think it's all the more genuine. But it's really well done. I didn't see it at the cinema, just at home, but yeah, it is really good.
Yeah.
So, in between listening to Morbid Tabernacle Choir and the other ones, Juggernaut Crustacean.
Gothmower 1996. Fuck yeah!
It's worth watching for sure because it's very good.
Definitely. Alrighty. I'll catch you next time, Joe. Things you're rocking. Catch Joe at Minus Cube. I'll provide all the links once again. Listening to the show right now on Mixcloud, Soundcloud, or YouTube. Thank you once again. Like the show, follow, subscribe, Minus Cube, Struth Mate, all that sort of stuff. And we'll listen to this awesome track. We got Guthrie Govan coming up now with Waves to finish off. And I'll catch up with you next time, Joe. You absolutely rock, dude. Laters.